Yes, I'm alive. Just need a pen. I just need to write some stuff down. Hi. I don't know how this is going to come out, because you know what I'm like. I don't know how it's going to come out. I write things down, don't read them. Live. Just writing some stuff down, shout outs and stuff first till people come in. Hi. Just let me find them. That one. I think these are very good for people to go and watch. Let me find out what I've been looking at today. A bit of synchronicity as well. That one. Don't know how I'm going to start this off. Jack. Yeah, I think it was that. Oh, hi. So, I think, hang on a minute. I can hear Jack in the background. Just let me see if I can. Anyway, I don't know how this is going to come out, but if Jack shuts up. Jack, be quiet. I got myself a new bottle, a water bottle, but it isn't plastic. It's glass. Because plastic leaches, folks, just saying. So, stand on, this bird. Yeah, rude. Right, I don't know how this is going to come out. I think it's entitled Know Thyself, because I have been told of people before I should know myself. Well, I do know myself because I'm the only one who knows myself, and I know my thoughts. There are thoughts out there, I believe, that aren't your thoughts, because I don't know, do we have parasites living in us? I do think we do. Which, funnily enough, let me see who's in first. X-Globe 76, Ricardo, JP. Is it Pavel, Robbie, Flat Shandy, Sharumati? Can I ever say that? Who else is there? Robbie, I've already said that name. Whoever else is coming in. Hi. Anyway, and if you're new as well, mods have all authority to throw trolls out that are not necessarily going against what I'm saying. It's not about that. There's two sides, remember. It's just if anything, you know, rude or anything, just chuck them out. If anyone does come in, because we know we get them. Dolly, you gave me a wrench. I just gave you a wrench because sometimes I need more mods in. And you are on Roxanne the Globalist deniers. chat. So, you know, I know you're not from the dark side anyway. So, and I want to say, the people who don't know their self are the ones who are watching mainstream media, because as I've said before, I'm just going to run with this. It's going to be all mixed up. I don't know. It just comes out. It just comes out the way it comes out. And I hope you understand what I'm saying. I'm not religious, but I believe in a creator. I believe Jesus's words, like, maybe there was a guy called Jesus trying to get truth out, because if you look what's going on right now, all the people all over the world, YouTube, wherever, they're standing up on a platform talking truth, they get ridiculed, they get told they're stupid, they get told they're crazy, they assassinate you or assassinate your character. If people know about the YouTube world right now, what's going on, that's what's happening. That's the same thing that happened to Jesus. I'm not religious, because you're not meant to be in a religion. It's just about, really, good and bad and right and wrong. You know, you can choose. You've got free will to, let's say, stand on the dark side, stand with those people that are disinformed and lie, or you can stand with the people that are trying to find truth out. We're not saying we know all of it, because there's stuff beyond that maybe we'll never know, maybe we're not meant to know right now. But which side you stand on. Thanks for the reply on Q. I'm the same way. Get like these beasts I get in if Jesus wasn't real. Exactly. And the whole thing about the flat earth thing, as I say, I'm just like Roxanne the globalist, and I am going against the globalists because they say there's no creator. Well, I'm sorry. I believe there is. Look outside, look in nature, look at the divine. We are all from divine. We are all sparks of the divine, experience things differently, but we are all one. That's what I see. It might not be what you see, but it's definitely what I see. Oh, thank you, English fella. So I'm going to try and get this out in the way I can, but I'm going to send you to 17 in the house. It says on my side anyway, if you know what 17 is. And I will be talking about Q as well. I will be talking about Tommy Robinson. I will be talking about Sanchez Bonacci. I will be talking about Global Witness channel, which I don't see as a globe, I see it's a witness, because to me, witnessing the globe lists is witnessing what mainstream media are doing to the people. Mainstream media are our enemy. Fact. So I don't know how this is going to come out, but it's going to come out the way it comes out of me, because I'm not a professional. I just talk the way I talk. Santos Bonici is, I don't even know. I'll give you a lot of you know who he is, but I'll give you what I was watching this morning, because it syncs up now. I've talked in many videos about synchronicities. I've had synchronicities in my life. I'm having a lot of synchronicities now. I'm having a lot of manifestations coming, believe it or not. They are messages given from the divine to put you on your right path. So when I was, yes, Mr. Astrology, thank you. When I was talking about the Adjustment Bureau film, me and Roxanne, the Globalist in Ireland, 007 watched. If you haven't checked their channels, please go and check them out. Did anyone watch it? It was a bit about the path that you're on. We're all on a path in this game, wherever we are, you know, where things will try to stop you. I do believe we have parasites. They have talked about parasites. The global, I think it's Witness, who I've just come across, who's great. I'm going to play you a bit what he said before. Took a worm out of him. I've had friends that have told me about worms and parasites. When you start eating right, which is not eating meat and eating, you know, fruit and veg, and use it, having your body as the temple, not we're building a temple, you are your temple. To be healthy, these parasites come out. In the film I just watched last night, so this is how it all linked up today, right? I ask sometimes, can you send me to somebody on YouTube, however it is that I get a message off somebody that you can show me what I'm thinking about is coming in. So we learn more in the Santos video. Oh yeah, and because I'm into, I don't mean I'm dead into it, but I've always believed astrology with the earth and the energies and all that sort of stuff he talks about is exactly how I feel. I'm not saying I resonate with everything everyone says, but I'm just saying I resonate with that. So I was really tired last night, so I didn't come on. So I ended up watching on Netflix, and we know what Netflix is, Another Life. Now, it was a bit about alien contact, first contact, which, funnily enough, I was talking about yesterday or the day before, whenever it was. Alien first contact, were they good, were they bad? You know, were they curious? But the one thing I could get out of this film, and I've not gone through it all yet because it's a series, is Hi, is, to me, the film, the series so far of where I've got up to, if anyone's seen it, it looks like past lives and past cycles, and forgiving yourself and forgiving others and forgiving yourself, because I have talked about this before. You are not going to repeat a karmic cycle if you forgive yourself and others, especially yourself, and let it go. And I will be showing you what a guy said about that. And I'm like, yeah, because it keeps you in that karmic cycle. If you don't, it doesn't matter if you've done bad things in the past, whatever you think's bad or good, or even if it's just you cheated on someone or you did this or you did that, you've got to let it go. You've got to forgive yourself, you know? So I'm watching that and I'm thinking, yeah, I can see what's going on in this video. In this film, one of the other things that happened in this series was a woman got a virus. So we was just talking about parasites, and this thing comes out of her neck, a bit like bloody Alien, the film, and it looked like a spine, but it was meant to be her. I wrote it down, but I don't know where it is. Her nervous system. Well, I believe we do have parasites from, what did Julian Assange say? Smart dust, and people are like, oh, you mad you are, you mad you are. Entities, fourth dimensional entities, maybe demons, whatever people want to call them, as 007 was talking about on his channel the other day. They affect you. They affect you the way you think, the things you do, but you don't think it is. You think it's your thoughts, but it's a parasite affecting your nervous system. So when I say, yeah, I understand how you always have to keep learning about yourself. Yes, you do, Ricardo. And I said that yesterday when people have said on my channel, you're contradicting yourself. No, I'm not. I'm growing. I'm growing. I can leave stuff behind. I'm not bothered. I don't care if I said something yesterday and I'm saying a complete different thing today. Know thyself, keep growing. I know myself. No one can tell me what I am. I know deep down inside, in my core here, I'm a good person. It doesn't mean that good people haven't done something in the past, or they've hurt somebody, or they, as long as you learn by your mistakes, because that's what it's about, move on, forget it, and move on. Evil, smart dust everywhere. Exactly. But remember, on the Q side of things, doesn't matter if you're into it or not, when Trump said clean air and clean water, what's that all about? What are we made up of? What is the earth mostly made up of? What does if anyone's been doing the research, you'll know water is more than they say it is, and it is affected. So they want to poison our seas, they want to poison our water that we drink with fluoride and so on, because it decalcifies your pineal gland and it dumbs you down. That's why when you look out today, cognitive dissonance everywhere when you're trying to say things, because people are like the night of the living dead. They are the zombies. I'm sorry. They are brainwashed to buggery. I've got one that lives upstairs. Brainwashed. Hi, Rebel. Brainwashed. They believe everything the mainstream media says, and they cannot think for themselves because they don't know themselves. They don't know thyself. You know what you're feeling here. If something's right and wrong, mainstream media is telling you something. All you get is, well, it must be true because the news said it. Really? Really? They put all them films out there, Night of the Living Dead, the zombie apocalypse, all this stuff, because, like I've said, there's truth in films. They put it out there for you to see. But everyone just poo-hoos it. Like, it's only a film. It doesn't mean that you look like that. It just means you're asleep. I don't know, and it is a biblical thing going on with Q. Like I said, I'm not religious. I don't need to be religious to believe in a creator and Jesus's words. What is it? I don't know. The sheep. I've got one, but I've not read it properly. But the sheep will go with to maybe to a new earth, and the goats won't. I was a sheep. We are the sheep, but there's a lot of sheeple, and I say sheeple because they're asleep. Sheeple people, sleeping sheep people. So. Just saying, and you've got all this stuff going on. So where the synchronicity to me came in was, I get up this morning, I'm watching Another Life last night on Netflix. I'm like, oh, this is all like cycles, and everyone's like, people are there on this. I don't want to give too much away, and I can't jump in chat when I'm going on, so just talk, come on yourselves. People, you come across people in your life. It's not a coincidence. I've said so many times with Q as well, nothing is a coincidence in your life. It's all the people you meet, You're meant to meet for a reason to learn. Good and bad people, because they all make you learn. You know, and on this spaceship, on this, because it was an alien film thing, she was meeting people, but it was showing you past lives of these same people, because we've all met in past lives before, and you're trying to go around that thing again and try and maybe make something better that you didn't do in the past, because you're learning all the time. That's the same as last year. You, me, last year, since you were born, you're not the same person you were when you were 15. I don't mean this, I mean here. You may have been a really bad person and gone to prison for something and come out, and you've looked about for what was I doing, and you've got back on track, or back on your true purpose. Which just reminds me, Daddy Dragon, if anyone knows a Daddy Dragon from the UK in London, who is big on Q and the Constitution is our solution, is on tonight about 8 o'clock, I think. He is on We the People's Soapbox 24/7 that I used to watch, talking about his story of, they've tried to take PayPal off him. They're trying to, we know they're trying to sensitize everyone at the minute. So he's on tonight about 8 o'clock, Daddy Dragon. If you haven't heard of him, check his channel out. And if you do, he's on tonight. I'm going to try and go over there because I am a mod over there now. So, yeah, the sheeple. So I'm not looking in chat properly because I'll get distracted, because that's the whole thing of, in the earth that where we reside now, we get distracted by mainstream media, all the stuff they pump out, they want you buying, consuming. That's what it's all about. And that's what they want you doing. So, and that's, so I wake up this morning, I watched that bit of that series that I will watch at the end. So I was like, oh yeah, I can see what's going on here. And then, well, I tell you what, if he left Soapbox, I'm going to write Soapbox. If he's left it, which I think he has, and I'll watch it tonight. I left because there's been people either in chat or on that channel who are not for the right side. I'm telling you now, as I've said before, places that are good can breed bad people as well. And they'll act like the good, they'll act like the Gentiles. But they're not. They're really like part of the Khazarian Mafia, which is what linked up today, because I have been shouting the Khazarian Mafia out. Fake rhymes with shoes, just saying. So I will talk about that. I went off Soapbox for, I've not listened to it for months because I didn't like certain people that were in there. Hi. So I wake up this morning, I'm like, right, I'll just sit here for a bit while I'm waking up. I'll just see what's on YouTube. I do ask to get sent somewhere. I get sent to, not new to me, Santo Benici, I might be saying that name wrong, but I know most of you know, off Mr. Astrology, is it, channel? This was brilliant. Please go and check it out. Listen to it. It's a long one, but resonated very much with it, as I always have done with him. Let me just find out. Yeah, it's called The Keys of the Kingdom, which I did write a little bit down in the book to remember, but I probably won't. And yeah, they were talking about pulse waves. He talks about astrology, obviously, because, like I've said, it matches what we are, and energies and everything is energy. Pulse waves, not particle waves. They tell us about particles. How can it be? It's pulse waves. We're all energy. We work off a frequency. But I'm just going to go through little snippets of what they said, and you can check the video out and see if you resonate with it. Pulse is radiating. It's magnetic. It's magnetic. So, flat realm and all that. Pure unconditional, as that radio, I think it said radio wave, I don't know, radio wave propagates the longitude medium, the longitude through the medium, either the ether or the air. It goes through like this, and it made sense. It matters not. It has the same field dimensions, but because of resistance, you could call that Satan, whatever, negative entities, whatever. I sort of drew a picture. These, what did we say they were called? These pulse waves go straight, but when there's a resistance, do you know what I mean? When there's a resistance there, it messes everything up. the wave that comes is unstable. So they were talking about that, which totally makes sense because there's a lot of resistance people out there. When they come up to something, it's like they put it up, they can't get their heads around it. They also talked about, you know, the Bible and saying the weeds and the wheat shall be, what was it? Shall be the weeds. Well, the weeds and the wheat, basically. The weeds are going to be basically weeded away from the wheats, aren't they? But there has to be the weeds and the wheat to see the good and the bad. But you can see the weeds, and I see this as people as well. Hi, we've said before, these people won't be able to walk down the street. These people on YouTube everywhere, in the outside everywhere, these people who are pretending to be the Gentiles, which are not the Gentiles, you will be seen for what you are. You're weeds, and you will be plucked from earth. That's why Q on the other side is shouting out about the harvest. There is a harvest coming, and you will be seen for what you really are. He also was going on about the number 140,000, you know, the people in a different place. And I did like the way he said it. He sort of said about a new earth and a different places. We'll go to new earth. We're still here. We're residing. We ain't going nowhere. But there'll be a new frequency than what might be over there. But we will see the change because we want the change and we speak the change. And he also said about, I will come into chat in a minute because I'm just off on one at the minute, is when I say stand up in your truth, know thyself, when you rise above the bullshit, the mainstream media, and you realize what's going on. I'm not saying we know everything, but you rising above it and seeing everything. You talk in your truth. So I laugh about this. Me, Roxanne, 007 say, I can't go out now without saying something to somebody, to a friend. If I was on a date, I'd say it to them. I can't help it. I can't talk normal. I mean, I can, but I have to throw a little bit out there. I can't not talk my truth because it's truth. So I can't go back to being what I was before. The people who learn and then want to go back into that material, satanistic bullshit, I don't even know what you'd call it, sheeple-fied world, because some people do, they want to go back there. I can't go back there. I can't act normal. I can't see what's going on. I'm not aware, because that's the biggest thing. Being aware, you've still got to talk your truth. You still got to talk your truth. We all see a change when we keep talking truth. And thank you, Ricardo, because I've known people that have said they know about this stuff, but they're not seeing change. I'm like, well, I know about this stuff and I'm seeing loads of change and it's good and it's positive and I'm coming across more people. We're doing this meetup. There's people talking about all over the world. I'm not just talking about Q because Q is part of this great awakening. Q is part of this biblical, it is biblical. I'm not religious, but there's truth in the Bible, but it's how you read it. And they say that on the video today, and the global, that's just the word though, the global witness, because I see that as you're witnessing what the globe are trying to do, the globalists. And what they said today, it was brilliant. It was brilliant about that. You know, if you can't see a change, there must be something in you that you haven't got rid of. The parasites are still in you. If you can't see good coming in and you think everything's bad, I talk about the bad stuff, but I see the good coming in. I see an alliance. I see good people. I see people fighting and standing up on every level, everywhere. Daddy Dragon tonight going to be talking about what he's talking about. They're trying to stop him. They're trying to stop people. We ain't going to stop. They ain't going to stop what's coming. This was meant to happen. So if you're still seeing bad things, there's something in you. You need to keep purging. I've gone off meat totally now. I'm going to give you the channels in a minute. I've gone off meat totally now. I just can't. I've done it before. I was still eating a bit of chicken. Yes, I am still eating eggs at the minute. Jack, do you want to come on the show? But I just can't. I can't. So I will give you the channels. It was Mr. Astrology, I think that's how you say it. Don't know if anyone can put it up in chat because I'm rubbish at that. And the guy that he was having a conversation with this morning was a guy on a channel called, who I've just come across, he's brilliant. I knew about Santos, or whatever it is, I can never say his name right. Global Witness, but I see that as he's witnessing. We're witnessing what the globe's saying and we don't like it. they had a discussion. It was brilliant. Oh, I did write something down somewhere. Hang on. Let me go and see if I've got the... And that's why I always say, be careful who you're watching, be careful what you're watching, be careful who you're talking to, be careful, because people will try to put you off your path. People will try to tell you you're this, that, and the other, because they just don't see what you see, because they're asleep. Well, you know, we've all got divine feminine and masculine in us. You've both got it in you. This is what people don't understand with the whole Adam and Eve thing. Like they were saying today, it was brilliant, is we see them as separate. They're not separate. We are meant to be together as one. We are one. So two of the aspects of the feminine, divine, and the masculine are one anyway. So if you're a woman, you will have a bit of masculine energy. It doesn't mean you're going to be a man. Do you know what I mean? It's just the energy. Vice versa. But they have tried to suppress the woman. I don't care what anyone says. Yes, they have, and they've still been doing it for time. It doesn't work. It's not in balance. We work in balance with each other. Yeah. Well, Dave, I was just watching The Global Witness, and it was brilliant. I'm not saying all of it's true. I'm saying there's truth in the Bible. It's how people read it, and how he said it was really, really good. Like certain sentences they took out, and there's always two sides, don't forget, good and bad. It's for you to recognize, if you know yourself, what's right and wrong. He said a sentence in it. It was brilliant. It was like, I don't know what sentence out of the Bible it was, but if you read it one way, it meant something, and if you read it the other, it meant something. It's for you to what's the word, to, well, put it this way, if you see something good in it, you see the good. If you see something bad, you see something bad, you'll take the bad road and they'll take the good road. It's all there, free will sort of thing. It's all there, you know. But like I said, all things got the dark side coming into it, didn't they? So it's for you to decipher, is that the right word? Decipher, you know, your way around it. Hi. So I'm going to play you a little bit if I can get the right bit, because like I've said, he talked about the fake Jews, which are the Khazarian mafia, which are the Gentiles. They pretend to be something they're not. I've said this before. I'm not scared of saying it. You know, be careful. People pretend to be nice and they're not. That's why you get a lot of people on YouTube looking at different channels and you're like, oh, they said this and they said that. Are they pretending to be something they're not? That's what you've got to understand. Right, let me see if I can get where he was up to.
Don't skip this video. Having to wear glasses or contacts day in and day out can be extremely.
And sometimes we don't need to know beyond the thing I was talking about the other day with Palladian stuff and all that. You know, it's just, the fact is, you know, stuff's going on that people aren't going to believe because they choose not to believe it. Right, let me see if I can find it.
So even though people get on that road that is narrow and cramped that leads to everlasting life,
you're not blocked.
And they do the things that bring rewards, and they do, there will always be voices there to deter them. And the strong one who knows who he is and has character, it's never going to work. He will prevail. And the weaker ones don't. Some of them fall right off and never return. Others fall, get scratched and bruised,
I can see you, Jane.
Right back on again. That's what I've done. Every time I've tried to run away from doing the right thing or give up.
Santos.
Like the prophet Jeremiah, he said, I will not speak anymore. I didn't respect myself. I thought I did. it's for its principles, its ideals, etc., then once you do that, then everything you do.
Thank you for saying that, James. Jew is a level of understanding, not a race. Exactly. But there's those levels that, you know,
from now on, will be the best that you can do.
Yeah, it's amazing to me that, you know, the church, as you were saying, the church will tell you you're a sinner. That doesn't mean that we're not all broken. If they said you're broken, it's okay. It's very different than going, you're a sinner, because they call you a failure. And the reality is if you're born into failure, then how would you know that you failed? Well, they go, well, we're going to remind you that you failed. And let's not forget that the very first thing that the doctor does when you're born is make you cry. I mean, I have no idea. They say, you know, well, it's so we can make sure he's breathing. Well, why don't you try to make me laugh, jerk? Right? Try to make me laugh then. I have to breathe to laugh.
It's the North Node. It goes above the sun's.
Anyway, it was a great chat, and they were talking about all sorts of different stuff. And really, are the real Jews the people of God? You know, and then you've got the fake ones, the Gentiles. Just saying, it was. They explained it really well, and I was like, yeah. But the fact that he mentioned the Khazarians, which are the fake ones, is that very interesting. And the reason why I'm talking about this is as well because, like I said, I woke up this morning, and guess what? Guess who was on? American Prophet. Has anyone seen the American Prophet today? The video? The American Prophet's got Tommy Robinson on it. I was like, yes. And some people go, I don't like Tommy Robinson. Well, you need to get over it because Tommy Robinson is bringing truth out. But the only thing is there's people on that side that have got into that Tommy Robinson movement and trying to make it bad. And also the media say it's bad because they're trying to bring the whole thing up of the Muslim thing and all this. We know there's not all bad Muslims. Like I said, there's bad Jews, good Muslims, bad Muslims, good Christians, bad Christians. It's a point of, I've been saying for a long time, if Tommy Robinson doesn't know it, he is part of the movement that's going on. Because I'm just on YouTube. All right, see you in a bit. Bye. That was Roxanne, the globalist denier. She didn't know I was on. And when I came across Tommy Robinson ages ago, and by the way, I haven't seen some of my videos from way back. I don't know where they are. That's how I met that's how I first saw Roxanne in Speaker's Corner, because they were all talking about Tommy and that in Speaker's Corner, and then I followed that for a bit, but I've always had my eyes on Tommy because we know what's going on. There is a paedophile thing going on around the world. I don't care what anyone says in chat. Yeah, but Sid, you can say he's a shill. A lot of people do. That's your perception. That is not mine. Why is he shill? Oh, because he's supporting Israel. Right. What people need to learn is there's real Jews, the real Jews that deserve the country, and then there's like the fake ones that are Khazarian and the Gentiles that pretend to be something they're not. Here's Roxanne, the globalist denier. So hi. So if you realise, if you look round, if you rise above it all and you look around the world right now, in every single country, somebody is rising up somewhere, and that person will be reported on the mainstream media as a bad person. Oh, let's think about it. Trump in America. Media. Trump's bad. UK, Tommy Robinson. They're everywhere. Avi, is it Avi from Australia who supports Tommy in Australia? You've got someone in every country all around the world rising up, and the yellow vest and everything, and people can't see what's going on. There's an uprise, a revolution again, because don't forget, this always happens in history. But they cover our history up, by the way, and make it and turn it and twist it so we don't actually know what real history is. That's what people have got to realise. And it is a biblical thing. It is in the Bible, you know, but that's twisted as well. So, yeah, I didn't think the American Prophet would put Tommy Robinson in, but they have, because they're mentioning, do you want to see what they're mentioning on it? I'll show you. We're going to listen to it. Might get into some people's heads. Let me go and find it. You can go and watch it yourself. I'm going to play what was said. What Margaret Thatcher said years ago. So it is like Past proves the future, but people have cognitive dissonance. I didn't say Tommy was that good. You've got to remember, people are using him. He is good because he's bringing up what the government have been hiding. What have the government been hiding? What are they part of with the MPs and stuff? Not all of them. Not all the government. What is it part of? A cover-up. For what? For what? Not what mainstream media is saying. For what? Just saying. Right, let's listen to this. Oh, it looks like a bit like a TikTok. Let's listen.
We shall go on to the end. We shall fight in France. We shall fight on the seas and oceans. We shall fight with growing confidence and growing strength in the air.
Exactly, Roxanne. It's like the truth has been considered the new hate speech because they don't want truth coming out.
We shall defend our island, whatever the cost may be. We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing grounds. We shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender.
Exactly, Roxanne. If everyone was just as passionate about the truth, no matter what it was, it wouldn't be half the amount of division there is. Exactly. Well said.
Other day that he wanted the European Parliament to be the democratic body of the community, he wanted the Commission to be the executive, and he wanted the Council of Ministers to be the Senate. No, no, no. Oh! Someone who believes in Britain, in our identity and our institutions.
Thank you, James. The things we call myths and holy texts talking about the wonderful you, do you really think that the Most High was just in the Middle East? God is in everything, culture and age. Exactly. You look at every religion, it's the same thing really there. That's why they try to mess it up. God is in everything. You are God. God is in you. Christ consciousness.
Our history and our destiny. I reject the notion that we should effectively cease to govern us.
But it's not about religion. Jesus didn't come here to preach religion. He didn't want a religion. You know, it's about what's good and what's bad, sort of, right and wrong, I should say. Not religion. He never said that.
And pass more and more powers over to European institutions and non-elected bureaucracies. I also take this opportunity.
The Bible says things and people take it in a different context. You've got to look through it, and it's also twisted, so it makes you go on about sin. That's why I'm giving you the videos I'm giving you, and I'll give you them at the end, so you can go and look at them and see if it resonates. It twists it to keep you down, keep you believing something, to keep you as a sheeple, so you're controlled.
To warn the people of the United States, as I have done on...
Thank you, Dave. Religion was created by man, not God, Jesus, whatever you want to say. Man.
Other occasions, that the agenda which the European federalists have set can't be pursued.
Just listen to what Margaret Thatcher said.
Without our identity and our institutions, our history and our destiny. I reject the notion that we should effectively cease to govern ourselves and pass more and more powers over to European institutions and non-elected.
European constitutions, whatever she just said. Khazarian. They're still here.
Bureaucracies. I also take this opportunity to warn the people of the United States, as I have done on other occasions, that the agenda which the European federalists have set can't be pursued without damaging American interests and ultimately jeopardizing harmonious international relations.
Thank you, Jane Irish, for saying that. He is put there for a reason, and he's part of, he loves Trump. Anyone work that one out? Oh, big shout out to Revolution Revisited. Thank you for the donation you gave me the other day. That was so nice. Wasn't expecting it, but thank you. I just seen you there, so I just thought I'd shout you out. Thanks. And thank you again. Jesus was a teacher of the higher consciousness to show us what we really are. Bang, exactly. That's what they were saying in the video. Oh, just look at this. Merkel. Merkel and who? Hitler. And that's why I will shout out every time. Who's at the top of all the bullshit? Who's at the top of all the cover-ups? Who's at the top of all the satanic rituals? Who's at the top? The Vatican. The Vatican. And at the top near there, divide and conquer. Guess what it says under divide and conquer? Oh, yes. The Khazarian mafia. Oh, yeah. The fake ones. Khazarian mafia. Yeah, just saying, because I have shouted out a million times.
Remember, the 5th of November, the gunpowder treason.
Why was it really remember the 5th of November? Why? Why did they want to blow it up? Why? I just can't think why.
Not. I know of no reason why the gunpowder treason should ever be.
Is this a marker? It says, November the 5th marks, are you listening? Marks the anniversary of the discovery of a plot to blow up the Houses of Parliament in London. Just saying. Does that mean it's the end? I don't mean that, but I mean, does it mean it's the end of Parliament? I don't mean it's going to get blown up. I'm just saying, putting it out there. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, is this the end of the boom, boom, boom? Is the FISA coming out, and then it will be the end of Parliament? Oh, yes, I do think so. And who was trying to tell us about Parliament and the people in Parliament and what they're part of? Tommy Robinson. Well, people can't see that because they follow the news. I do believe Tommy Robinson's part of something bigger, even if he knows it or not. There has to be someone who takes a sucker punch in every country. Someone had to stand up. Who was it going to be? To save our children, to save our children's children's children, to save the bleeding earth, to save humanity. I don't mean Tommy is. I mean, who would stand up in every country? Who had to take a punch? Who? Trump's doing it in America. Oh, my God. Every day they're going on at him. Every day they're caught out to be liars. Mainstream media caught out to be liars over here in the UK with Tommy. I don't care what anyone says about him on my channel. I've watched that go on from when he first came out. That's how I bumped into Roxanne on YouTube, but we didn't know each other then. Somebody somewhere like Jesus, I'm sorry to say this, like I said, I am not religious. He was just getting truth out, to know thyself, know what's right and wrong. He's just talking truth about something that's going on. But because we're told, oh, it's this, that, and that, and the other, and you're being racist. No. Funny how they say that to Tommy, isn't it? As they say it to Trump. No, he's calling it out as it is. And you lot, I don't mean you lot in chat, you sheeple who are watching mainstream media believe everything they're saying. Yes, there are people on that side. There's people in the Republicans who aren't good, Pence and a few others. There's mixtures because they pretend to be something they're not. There's people in the Tommy movement side that are not good because they're trying to mess it up so people believe it. There's people in the Flat Earth Society. I saw something on YouTube the other day. I took a picture. Let me see if I can find it, actually. They're not good either. They try to take you off course, so you think something that is trying to get truth out is bad, so you don't end up looking at it and you end up going off your truth path. We are all looking for truth. That's why when Roxanne the Globalist Denier, her channel is called the Globalist Denier. She's not saying, we're not saying, I'm not saying we're flat earthers. We don't know what the model is. I like to think I know which one I'd like it to work off, but we're not saying that. We're saying we've been lied to all our lives. We're against the globalist bullshit and lies because they are bullshit and liars. You know, even the moon landing things. Yeah, we all go on about the moon landings. We haven't been there. Maybe we just didn't go there in the technology that they said we went there in, if anyone gets what I'm saying. I'm just saying, who knows? We've been lied to for many decades from time dot, you know. It's not one race is slaves. We've all been enslaved. Fact, you know. We're all looking for truth. If we're getting it wrong or right, it doesn't matter. We're all trying to speak about it. So you look out there on YouTube, everybody's getting censored, loads of shit going on everywhere, and people can't put that together. So, like I said, please watch Daddy Dragon tonight, Daddy Dragon channel, about 8 o'clock. He's talking about some truths there, and hopefully I'll end up going over there later. I'm just saying that it gets me aerated in a good way, not in a bad way, in a good way of like, people, you need to wake up. It is know thyself. I don't need to tell you. You need to resonate with something if you know it's true. You know something dodgy is going on. You know something dodgy is going on. Yeah, I will speak my truth. It's my truth. It might not be your truth, but it's my truth. If you come to the awakening, I'm not looking in chat at the minute. If you come to the awakening, and I met Daddy Dragon ages ago on We the People 24/7, but I fell off that because I didn't like something about it. Funny that, isn't it? Resonated or didn't resonate with something in the end. Not saying it's all bad, I'm just saying. So when you come to truth, yeah, Pence is allowed to stay there. Well, he has to stay there because it's like, keep your friends close and your enemies closer, but you will be, you know, going down in the end. You know, it's just the way they do it, you know. It's the way it's played. So when you come to a truth through a trauma, which I've talked about before, you can't, me and Roxanne say it all the time, I go out and bloody truth smack everybody when I'm out. It just falls out of my mouth. I can't sit there and lie. If someone says something, they might not like it. They get a bit mad. Their eyes go glazed over. But it's like, I can't not I can't even say it. Not say it, because I don't want to go back to the land of the nodding people, the land of the sleeping, the land of the land time forgot about, or whatever, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Because yeah, I've got to be there. We've all got to be there. When some people say, oh, we're going, no, you've got to be you are part of Earth. You still have to work and do certain things, but you just got to navigate round it, you know, and speak your truth no matter what. Because once you know the truth, or we're trying to find the truth, we don't know the whole truth. You know, there's many things beyond that. We're going up in levels. We're ascending. We're whatever the word is, we're moving up on levels. So to me, yes, there will be a new Earth. We'll just be on a different frequency. It is to do with frequencies. It is to do with those frequency waves, not particles. Those waves. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Well, I do, but I don't. But I'm just saying, stand up in your truth. That's why I can't stop talking about what I talk about, because I'm not going to come in here and start talking about Love Island and bloody Coronation Street. Like I say, that's bullshit crap. Keep you distracted. That's all distraction. Consumerism is all distraction. I mean, yeah, you buy things, but I mean, constantly keeping you in that dumbed down state of you're not bothered about anything apart from yourself and what people think of you. You're going to look stupid. You want to keep in the consumerism where it's just greed, and you're not bothered about other people. You know, I don't need to wake anyone up anymore. You have the red pill and you want to wake everyone up. I'm just interested in the people who are in my chat, the people who want to come to our Really Woke show. So we can all talk about these things, because is that not what happened maybe years back, you know, with Jesus? He was getting the truth out to people, but they killed him, didn't they? Because they didn't want everyone knowing, you know, like they wanted to control the masses, which is what they do through TV, advertising, celebrities, like I've said before, so on and so on and so on. That's how they control the masses. So by knowing thyself, someone said to me, you don't know yourself. Yes, I do. Because I know myself and I know what I feel. A feeling is different to what you've been told. When you feel something and you resonate, I've said it a million times. I know what's right and wrong. You know what's right and wrong. When you're looking at mainstream media and you're like, no. If you're watching too much of that, you don't know yourself, because you're being fed bullshit and bullshit frequencies, crap frequencies. They were even talking about on that show about what we said before about 5G. And if you're in a higher frequency, know your power. It ain't going to affect you or that much, because you've got power. You have the power. Nobody's coming to save us. They were trying to tell you, you have the power inside because you have the all spark inside you. You have Christ consciousness. You are part of God. Some people go, oh, religious. You are. We're all part of the one. It's in everything. So if it's in everything, it's in you. But they don't want you to know your power and stand up in the truth and put your armor on. Oh, no. They don't want it. If you stand up in your true power, because talking truth is power as well, and protection. Oh no, they don't want you doing that. I don't even know what I'm talking about, but I'm just saying, you know. So, and then you get Callum Alamun, who's always in every time. You don't know myself. When you go and watch Santos Bonacci, I'll give you the videos at the end. You know, he says that about people who say that to people. When people say to you, you don't know thyself, are the ones, you know. Knowing yourself is inner wisdom. So what a silly thing to say, you know. But that was a really good video, and it does make you think. He talks about people who say that. How can someone else tell you know thyself when you know thyself? I know that myself. I don't go off talking. I don't go back to the real world and start talking about Coronation Street to people. And no, I don't. It just falls out of my mouth everywhere I go now, and I can't help it. So, you know, but it was really, really good. So, like I said, it was synchronicity because American Prophet, I didn't even know they were going to put Tommy Robinson on there. I was like, oh my God, American Prophet. American Prophet Q channel has just put Tommy Robinson up. And I was like, there's got to be a person all around the plane in every country that rises up, and that's what's happening. There's somebody somewhere who's taking a sucker punch for something to start off. I don't know what you want to call it, the revolution, the movement, whatever. There's yellow vests kicking off everywhere. The regimes are being brought down. Did anyone see Eric Trump? Was it Eric Trump? Trump Jr., sorry. Oh my God, that was hilarious when I just watched it the other night. We always get told, do you get sick of winning? And he's like, you ever get sick of winning? Then he brought Einstein up. I could not stop laughing because the news have just reported about Einstein not being, they're looking into it now. It's not, they don't think he was right. Oh, no shit, Sherlock. No shit, Sherlock. Really? Really? So that's what the news have been reporting. And then he shouts, I couldn't stop laughing. I could not stop laughing. So there was that. Then there was let me see if I can find it, the channel. I was like, yeah, I really like that. Even the guy off Glow Witness, he made me laugh because he talked about Juan 107, said that, someone thought I was 107, or I think JFK Jr. or something like this, but I don't know if he knows about all that, but I'm sure he said he was getting him on his show, or someone thinks it's him, which we know it's not him. But that made me laugh because I've never seen his channel, and he talks about 107, and I'm like, oh my God, 107. So I started listening to a bit of what he's saying, and it was just brilliant. He's not religious, but it was great. So, you know, everything's energy. Everything's a frequency. And he was talking about this. I mean, this just makes me laugh because this is the people. He's got people in the background in a zombie film because that's what people are. So you see what he was saying.
Lord, the temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord.
He actually shows a picture on I can never say it, Santos Bonacci, of the parasite he had on his chest here. And his dog pulled it out of him. He said it was weird. The dog pulled it out of him. Like, I know Callum knows. It was a worm. It was a worm that the dog pulled out of him. And he said it felt like electrical but he said it looked like it had a human head because there are parasites in our bodies and your thoughts are not always your own. That's why you've got to know thyself. And I do know myself. Thank you very much.
Now, it's amazing that it's literally a few messages where we just feel compelled that we need to say something. It might be for just one person, but yet it will. Many as well as individuals, we allow ourselves to be open to his agenda always. Always. And, you know, it's remarkable that our one-on-one conversations with people become so you learn too.
I'm not going to play it, but it was. Global Witness, and I don't mean for the globe, I mean witnessing. I'd say witnessing what the globalists are doing, but that's the name of the channel, and it's are the majority of people showing signs of, is it psychosis at the same time the Walking Dead? Because they are the Walking Dead. It's like I said the other day, cognitive dissonance. He mentions cognitive dissonance. People are like you know, part of Q is biblical, you know, but bad energy, everything's energy. So like I've always said, if you are feeding into negative, bad energy, that's what you're going to see. Because if you're feeling that inside, that's what you're going to see on the outside. So if you think everything's bad all the time, everybody is bad, you're projecting it out to your environment. So have you still got entities in you? Are you on a high frequency or not? And it's not on a high frequency. We all go up. We all go up. It's forever learning. Like James said before, It's about adding on and adding on. It's not contradicting yourself like you knew something yesterday or the week before. It's about learning. That's what we're here to do. But like I said with the film, Adjustment Bureau, if anyone's gone to watch it, oh my God. They get them little things in the way because it's to see what path you'll take. Can you cipher between it? Do you know what's right or wrong, sort of thing? You know, so can't be pure love if you think everything's you can't see the good sometimes. It's like someone said on the channel, I think it was on Able Danger, I knew what's the difference between who taught Trump the Bible? There's a massive difference. Who taught Trump the Bible? He was taught the Bible, but who taught him it? Yeah, we know about alkaline. We know that's a part of people and the food and the frequencies, same as Big Pharma. His mother, there's a difference. He didn't go to church. His mother taught him the Bible. You can look at the Bible and see scriptures and you can read it a different way, just like Muslims do in their Quran. It can be read different ways. I guess it depends what frequency you're in, if you're negative or positive, you know. But it is about that know thyself. So, you know, you can rise above all that. You can rise above mainstream media. You can see what's going on. It's like I say, I explain it my way. So, you know, don't need to be told. No, you don't. No, you don't. You see a bit of it. And like they were saying as well, people, I watched a really good video the other day, people who, if it's all about your food that you're eating and things that you're intaking, I'm sorry, folks, it is due to do with alcohol, smoking. Doesn't matter what you're smoking, weed as well. The things that you put into your body, you've got to be very careful because it can hold negative charges, entities. I don't know whose channel I was watching, but it was brilliant. You know, you do have to be careful. That's why I've just said I can't. I think for the past week, I've just fell off meat. I can't touch it. I just can't. Oh my God. Oh my God, that was so funny. You just reminded me, I was just cooking, nearly burnt it, but I didn't. I saved it. What have I just had in the oven? I was making my homemade granola. So I know what's in it. There's no added sugar and bloody, what's that stuff they put in America? Monsanto, bloody rat poisoning. Yeah, so I've made my own, with my own almond milk. I love making my own almond milk. It's really, really nice. So, yeah, but they were saying, you know, you've got to be careful. People think, that's why I don't drink unless I go out, which isn't a lot, but I don't drink because, you know, you get distracted by stuff. It's not pure. So, you know, anyway, I wonder who it was. But there's something else I wanted to say. But they were really good chats. So let me just shout out then before I forget again who it was. You wouldn't be on here if you didn't resonate with what I was saying. And if you don't resonate, you shouldn't be on here because it's feeding a current energy to me. Thank you very much. So the global witness are the majority of people showing signs of whatever that one was. He was really good. The American Prophet, check out the new one with Tommy Robinson in. I just couldn't believe that he was in the American Prophet. I was like, oh my God, really good channel. And then we've got the Keys of the Kingdom, Global Witness, with those two on it. And that's on the Mr. Astrology channel. Let me see if I can get a bit of it again.
Don't skip.
But you can't turn around to people and say, no, you don't know yourself. And they talk about people who go and change, and trolls come in and they say things and they go off and then they change a channel and then they take it down and then they go off and make another channel because they don't know themselves. I clearly do, because I'm on here talking about the same thing constantly. I never fell off it. So I'm not trying to do something for a trend. I'm doing it because it's what I believe in.
Quite some time, and
see if he says anything.
Is what is Caesar's and what is God unto God. He taught how to answer questions in a court case scenario other than answering, which is swearing.
Yes, but you see, this is the problem I have with this person who comes in and says, you know your physical self, but you know little about you, the real you. Don't be silly. Don't be silly. This is the problem I have with you. You tell people that all the time. You tell me that all the time. It's not about the physical. There's both, but you have to work with both. You have an ethereal body as well. So I don't need you telling me what I think I am. Thank you very much. I talk about all of this. Yeah, laughing. You've talked to me on the phone. So why do you talk like that? This is an avatar. We all know that. So don't come in here trying to make out I don't know what I'm talking about. And I don't know about things beyond the veil when I clearly talk about it all the time. Just saying, you know? So don't come in here trying to say all that when I clearly talk about all that. All the people in chat here know that I talk about all that. I talk about many different things. We are not just a physical body. Everybody knows I say that. We're not just of blood and flesh. But there you go again, trying to cause division in my chat again. That's what I've said to you. What's... Did you come in at the beginning? Because if you didn't, go back to the beginning. I'm not... That's the thing. What have you got cognitive dissonance as well? You have to be aware. Yeah, it's your opinion and this is mine. I've told you before, if you don't like my channel, why are you here? I believe I'm here to give people positive vibrations and to let people be aware of what's going on in the world. There's nothing wrong with that. Because people should stand up in the truth. So if I believe I'm talking truth about what I can see, I can come and talk about my truth. I don't hide in a corner anywhere. You're still part of the physical as well. You always will be. It's two. You know? No, this person comes in all the time to do it. I know this person, but this is why they do it all the time. So it's funny that, actually, because then when you're watching the film, Adjustment Bureau, there's these people in it that try to distract others. I believe there's people with entities and people who still have entities that think they don't know what they're doing. If anyone gets what I'm saying, always trying to distract, you know, or say something. But, you know, I'm just talking my truth. So, you know, this person says this all the time. I've told this person, don't come in my chats if you don't like what I'm saying. Always trying to distract me all the time. So, yeah, you can let them back in. I'm not fussed. It's just I'll just ignore them because I know myself. I don't need anyone to tell me that I don't know myself, you know. Bible preaches fear and sin. Yeah, it does. But there is things in the Bible, because you can read it different ways, that are true. And that's why I say I'm not in fear. I'm not in sin. You've got to cut your cycles of anything you did in the past. You let go of it. Yeah, exactly. You sound like BBC and CNN. You've got to cut those cycles. You know, everyone's on their own path. Everyone's doing their own thing. Not everybody's way of doing it is the same. So a person can't come and say, oh, know thyself, I do this way and I talk this way. Well, good for you. I know myself and I know who I am and I do it my way because that's the way I understand it. said this before. So, you know, I don't need that. You know? I say to people, if you've got such a high opinion and such a different, why don't you get on a channel and speak yourself? And you can get people coming over and having a chat. It's not getting at that person. It's don't turn around and tell me I don't know myself when we're more than the physical. I damn well know that everybody knows in my chat who's been in here a long time. Do I or don't I not talk about other sides of this? It's not about it. See, this is the thing. People go, what are you looking at the physical for? Like, what are you looking at mainstream? I don't look at mainstream media. I look at alternative news. Why do you think that's important? That's not what it is. It's behind that. And the truth behind all that is, it's the stuff that they, like I said, is the tip of the iceberg. There's much more beyond that. And there is the truth of the creator and all this stuff that's been put out there, mythical, magical. It's way beyond that. I'm not really interested in the politics of it or this, that, and that people think I am because I talk about stuff. It's way beyond that. As I've said before, Trump's uncle, Tesla, what did Tesla know? What did Maria Orkic know? All that stuff, it's very interesting to me. So, sorry if I want to talk about it. That's more truth there than there is that you were taught at school, you know, or off mainstream media. That's a thing beyond the thing. And there's many things beyond that thing that people are not going to be able to get their head around. But this is a problem as well with people who say they've known stuff before. Well, let other people find out themselves, but don't turn around and say, know thyself. No, they won't distract my sparkle, because at the end of the day, it pushes me to come on more, and I'm still smiling. You know what I mean? It doesn't scare me. You know, some people, this is why I say you've got to be very careful if you go on YouTube. You will get stuff thrown at you, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. You'll get all sorts. As some stupid person who emailed me the other day and I took no notice and deleted it straight away. That's why they do it. You know, they want to put you off your track. And I do believe there's people who are good out there, but they don't realise they've still got entities attached to them, and they'll go in and say stuff to try and put people off and trigger people. Yeah, they do. I don't mind being triggered sometimes because it pushes me to go on, because I think, right, well, if anyone watched the film The Adjustment Bureau, I'm like, yeah, well, that says it all right there. Slap bang in your face right there. So, you know. Jesus was teaching people the truth about they are more than they know, and they hold a lot more power, because we are very powerful, and frequencies can't affect us when you stand in your own power. So I don't need you telling me that. Thank you very much. No, not taking the spanner off. You've been told before many, many times. So, you know, so. Hello from Russia. Hello. How is Putin doing? Putin? It's like this thing with Q. People think, oh, yeah, it's this, that, and the other. It's like, if you've researched more in depth actually about it, it's biblical as well, but the good side of biblical, if you want to say that. No, I won't take no shit, because like I said before, there's different waves of people, starseeds, whatever you want to call them. They say the meek is inheriting the earth. Well, if no one stood up to say anything, it'd be going to shit with the New World Order, which was what was happening. I'm not being funny. You look at the prophecies. You can look at Notre Dame. It's like this guy was saying on Global Witness. All the stuff's there. Margaret Thatcher said it then. Past proves the future. We have to stand up. They knew a new revolution would come, so they want you distracted. So they want you distracted by what they say in the news. When I talk about stuff, I'm not talking about the news. I'm talking about alternative news. I watch people, real people, patriots. They want distract. That's why they've distracted everybody with the celebrities, with this, that, and the other. So people don't know what's coming. So the more they're distracted, they're not going to see the enemy coming if you're bloody distracted, are they? They do use other people from other lands to use them as well. But if you're distracted and not looking, how are you going to see the enemy coming? Trojan horse. Yeah. Well, it's real, folks. You know what I mean? You get some people going out there about they know. It's like, well, maybe You know, I just believe it's everywhere, all over there. It's just people trying to make people aware. But when they become aware, when you come to the truth, when, like I said, truth sets you free and it makes you feel better anyway, whether you find out all the crap or not. Jack, when you come to your awakening, it's up to you what you do. You either go to sleep or start standing up and telling people. Because that's what Jesus did. That's what Jesus was doing. Jesus was waking people up. So, sorry. Why wouldn't you want people to be aware? Then it's up to you when you're aware what you're going to do with that information. Are you going to carry on researching? Are you just going to be aware of your environment? Because you need to be. If we're not aware of our environment, how can you see the enemy coming? I'm sorry. It's a spiritual war as well. So, sounds like there's a lot of is there a few trolls in? Yeah, when you wake up, you look at people different and everything. And you do. And you can see those people who are like the living dead. They are zombies. They just look at you like the Matrix. You pulled your plug out and they're just proper fixed into it. They haven't got a clue what you're talking about. They can't think for themselves. Cognitive dissonance. Do you know what I mean? Wow, Dolly, trolls go. Well, trolls. Why do you think trolls galore in? One, the title's called "Know Thyself." They don't know themselves. 2, Jesus might have been said. 3, you're talking truth, and they all come in. So that's all I say. Couldn't give a toss. Feed off my frequency, folks. All the trolls. I do not care. Hey, everybody, exactly. Revolution. Yeah. Everyone, exactly. New revolution on new cycle. Thank you very much. Break the cycle, exactly. Real transition away from the systems of control. Thank you. Stop playing the games. Take your energy. Their fuel back. Permaculture. Yes, permaculture can help. It's all about breaking away from the system. We're still sort of like, because when people go, Jack, when people say, oh, well, you know, it doesn't mean you have to walk from your job. I mean, if you like your job, fair enough, but we still reside in this place. We still have to do certain things at the minute. But you know what I mean? There is a new revolution coming. There's a revolution in every cycle. This is this cycle. This is this revolution. Now, I'm going to show you something really hilarious now. Michelle Obama. Yes, yeah, exactly. Burned having a... Now, someone I know who knows me went on holiday and showed me this, and I could not stop laughing because I woke them up to some stuff. Jack, let's see if I can find it. They're on holiday and they saw this. It's a pub or somewhere to eat called Guy Fawkes Inn. Coincidence? We've just had the Prophet doing the Guy Fawkes thing, and look what face it is. Anonymous. And then this was what it said at the bottom of the building. It says conspirators menu. Well, I'm well going there to have my dinner. Conspirators menu. Fabulous. I think that's hilarious. Conspirators menu. I think that's so funny. It's like I said, all the things that add up with numbers, the spelling of spells of language and this, that and the other, all adds up, But people just glaze over, don't they? Glaze over. And I'm sorry, there are people out there who think they know their self as well and think they have the right to tell other people that they don't. And they're still looking at the wrong stuff. And I know these people are still doing things that aren't very good for your temple. You know, entities are attached to that temple. Don't forget, 4th dimensional negative entities are on the Q map as well. People don't believe that. Why did Julian Assange talk about smart dust? What is smart dust? When you start eating right, like I said before, when you've got your acid and alkaline, you can get all these worms and things pulled out of you. People don't want to believe it, but it's there. All trolls aren't bad, just as I'm not saying they all are. You know, Glad you're leaving for Europe. You might see a few things going over there. Good. Good for you. Hope you do. You flying? Real eyes see real eyes, don't they? The old guy, do you mean the picture that's come up with the grey hair? The one with the grey hair? You make me laugh. Oh my God. Oh, Roxanne's going over there. Oh, don't forget, folks, if you are coming to the meetup, please try and leave a comment saying you're coming to the meetup, because I'm going to write your names down of your names on here, because some of you people I don't know. And that will be great. Really, really, really looking forward to it. And as I said before, the whole point of it is to show people that people are awake to whatever they're awake to. It doesn't matter. It's all about finding out truth and knowing thyself. I don't care what people say. And it is about showing you that you're not alone. There's people in your area, or even if it's not in your area, that are on the same page of whatever that page is, you know, or starting to rewrite their book, their story. And you know, we just want to do a meetup to show that we're real. We're not bots. We're not, you know, you should be able to feel the energy while you're there, that, because that's how you feel. You don't think, you feel. You know, I wish I could. Oh, you never know in the future. It could turn big. We could be all over. Who knows? You never know. Never say never. Yeah, I mean, this meetup, remember this meetup, it could just be a small one. I haven't got a clue. It's just to... Even if it's a handful of people, like I said before, it's just to meet people. And one of the biggest things is me and Roxanne are meeting in flesh. So we are gonna film it so you lot can see that aren't coming. So I think it'll be good anyway. We need to meet in the flesh because we are like each other. You know, mummies, and we talk about the truth, whatever the truth is. We just like getting stuff out there. So it should be... No, she's not a Mancunian. I would have met her. She's a Londoner and I'm a Manc, so it should be quite good. Once the Vatican gets shot, well, they've been going on about the Vatican. Weren't a girl's body found there, but many other bodies there. Yeah. Oh, thank you. You don't have to be on camera. If you want to be on camera, you can be on camera. We're not filming all day. We're just meeting up and chatting and having a drink. I'll be only having probably one or two because, like I said, I don't like alcohol. But we're not putting people on camera that don't want to be on camera. We wouldn't do that. And we're not filming all day. We might film snippets to put on after, but not of everybody. Maybe to make a show out of it. We will be filming me and Roxanne meeting, obviously, so you can see it. But we're not doing that. So you don't have to worry about being on or off camera. We will ask you. That is not for us to go, we're being on camera. So no, you don't have to be on camera. So no, don't worry about that. She does love herself. You need to learn to stop going on at people. Just remember, the Gentiles, the ones who pretend, you know, just saying. Not saying you're one, I'm just saying, because you will take that to that. I'm saying that to you, but I'm just saying, you know, stop pretending that you know about people. Just know thyself, know you. Stop worrying about other people. So I think there's probably loads of what to say, and I can't remember because I write it down and I don't even know what I'm talking about. But don't forget Daddy Dragon. I think I'm going to come on again tonight if I'm not doing anything else. And I'm going to talk about relationships and loving thyself, because you need to do that first before anything. Dolly, keep being yourself without defending. I know it's what I've got to learn, not to defend. I know, because I am myself, and some people don't like it when I'm being myself. They think I don't know myself because I'm being myself. Well, I think the only one who knows me is myself, my inner self, my over self, whatever you want to say. It's how I see it. It's my perception. But thank you very much. I don't think I'd be like... The thing is, I'll put it out there right now. If I didn't know myself and I wasn't building up a good frequency, I wouldn't be like shiny, glowing which I think I am, and I think I've been glowing as I go on. I mean, bright skin, just getting synchronicities, which are messages. And if people don't believe in messages, that's what I wanted to talk about. Sorry, synchronicities and messages, like the Adjustment Bureau. We know this. I've known this for a very long time. If you don't listen to the messages that are given to you, they will keep giving you bigger ones. You could have a big accident. The messages, like the guy says in, I think it's Global Witness, there was a guy that went swimming and said, I believe in God. God will save me. I won't drown if I go out too far. Something like that, if anyone knows the story. So he said, God will save me. So then a man came on a, I don't know, a canoe or something, say it was. And he went, no, I'm going to carry on because God will save me. Further and further he got out. A boat came, come on, we'll get you out. No, God will save me. A helicopter, no. Then he drowned. And then he went to heaven and was like, why didn't you save me? He said, well, I did. I tried to give you a canoe. I tried to give you a boat. I tried to give you a helicopter, but you weren't listening. So then what happens? It is given to you. The messages come from the ethereal, wherever you want to say it is, into the physical. They manifest in messages on, it could be written, something you hear someone say, but you resonate with it. It's a message. They're the messages you're supposed to follow your path on. But we get distracted. That's why we have entertainment. That's why we have celebrities. That's why we have the TV and certain stuff. We get distracted away from the path that we're truly supposed to be following, back to center, back to us, back to our true selves. You know? Yeah, look deep into permaculture. It is good, permaculture. That's why I like Owen Benjamin. He does his permaculture thing. You know, well, I think the more you sort of get all the gooiness out of you, start dreaming a bit more. We're here to be we're here to create and love and be kind. Exactly. But sometimes we have to get a bit, come on, people. Didn't they say Jesus threw a table over? Come on. Wake up. It's not nice to see the sleeping, but you know, that's why they, you know, distract with all the distractions. So, you know, truth is information, knowledge, wisdom. I'd say, you know, if you're not in truth, light and all that, you're in misinformation, not a lot of information. You're not listening to your inner self. You're not listening to the inner self projects out. So the inner self, you ask for something, it will give you messages on the physical outside. Like I said before, we work with the physical as well. So when that person came in and said that you're not just physical, yes, we know that, but you still work with it. You can see it out because it's projected out into the, I don't know what you want to call it, matrix, hologram, whatever. It's projected out. It will give you messages. But if you're not listening and you're not being mindful and not aware, you're not going to see it. People will just say, well, it's a coincidence. Well, it's a coincidence you were thinking about that person the other day, and then all of a sudden they rang you up on the phone. It's not a coincidence. It's because you thought about it and you put energy to that thought and it manifested, you know? Yeah, we're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time where we go one. We go all. Yeah. And like I say before, people can poo-hoo like that person did. Oh, stop looking out yourself. You know, Q and all that. Q is part of the awakening movement. It's not called the Great Awakening for nothing. Q is more than what people know. Q's got biblical texts in it as well. Past proves the future. We are going through the next cycle of the new revolution. You know? Yeah, I didn't like the animals. That's why I've just totally gone off meat. I haven't been eating. I can't, like, I'm not being tempted by it. I can't eat it. Ask for the truth to Christ consciousness and you will receive exactly Christ consciousness. That's why I say, if you don't like my channel, you want to come in and divide, why are you coming in here? You must be resonating with something. So like I say, you can look at people and you can know on a channel, I can tell you, look at people and you think, are they like, look in their eyes. I think eyes give you light codes. That's why they want you wearing sunglasses a lot. It's like, is someone dead behind the eyes, or are they full of life? You know? Yeah. I'm going to give you the channel anyway, because it was brilliant what they were saying about you can have a sentence in the Bible, and it's like how you look at it. To see the good and the bad, like we said, you have to have the dark to see the light. Good and the bad. They said something about weeds. It was just brilliant. Like I said, with the weeds, harvesting the weeds from the weeds. So you can see what you don't want to be as well. But these weeds are being seen. They're being seen right now in the physical with all the stuff that's going on right now. If people are trying to purge inside, that's what I don't get, what people don't think. People are trying to purge from the inside out, getting rid of all this stuff that you've been told you've been sinning. No, you haven't. You've just got to cut the cycles of karma. Stop thinking about stuff that went on in the past, something that you might have done that might have hurt someone. Forgive them, ask for forgiveness, just forgive yourself and let it go. My fingers are tingling. Yeah, we've been lied to. So if we've been lied to, some of the stuff you've done under not knowing because we've been lied to and you thought it was trendy, or you thought that's what you were supposed to do because we're told to do what we're supposed to do. No. But you've got to see the bad in a sense. That's why all this stuff, let's say in the physical, is all kicking off right now, because it's all the purging. If we're purging, the physical's purging, Mother Earth's purging right now. It's still the same thing. So yes, I can look at the physical, but I'm just not feeding into the bullshit mainstream media lies. That's what I'm saying. And the other stuff that goes along with that. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing being part of the physical. We always will be. We'll just be on a different frequency. If it's New Earth, it'll change in different frequencies, better things. That's how I see it. But like I said, I'll give you the channel. Go and watch it. Some of them are long. If you resonate, you resonate. If you don't resonate with it, it's because you're on a different radio channel. You're on a different frequency. Depends what level you're on. You've got some people who think they're on the high level and they're actually not. So I watched again. Daddy Dragon's on tonight about 8 o'clock UK time. So hopefully I should be watching that, because he's got a few things to say. And I used to watch that channel. So I watched also check out Robert Morsend. He's really good on healthy eating and all that. But I watched this morning The Keys of the Kingdom, Global Witness, and Santos Bonici. Probably said that name wrong. That's on Mr. Astrology. I think that's how you say it. That was brilliant. Everything I think about. Yeah, they talk about sin. It doesn't exist. They just want you to think that because it's a way of control. But that's what they talked about. It's really, 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 really good chat. And then I checked his channel out, The Global Witness, because I thought, I like this guy. And I checked one of his chats out on are the majority of people showing signs of psychosis at the same time The Walking Dead? Well, they are The Walking Dead, because they just walk around being distracted, can't think for themselves, don't know themselves. That's why everyone's messed up. That's why we've got all this stuff going on with different fractions of movements at the minute, transgender, this, that, blah, 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 that we've talked about before. So, yeah. Yes, thank you. Whoever controls mainstream media controls public opinion, controls the world, basically, controls the masses. And that is what Q has said as well. That's why we've been told MSM are the enemy of the people. So I'm going to leave it there, because I don't even know if I was good. I don't even know if I've talked about what I was meant to be talking about. But basically, yeah, check out that. Check out American Prophecy, because the last one they did, it's got Tommy Robinson and it's brilliant. Check out Daddy Dragon tonight as well. But like I said, don't let people tell you you don't know yourself. If you're on the pursuit of truth, which most of us are, because that's what it's all about. It's not saying we know everything. We're on the pursuit. If you're starting, that's better than not. That's better than being asleep. Don't let people tell you you don't know yourself. There's only you that knows yourself. I know my own thoughts. I know my real feelings, apart from two things that are being placed in my head. You know, is the things being placed in the head? Do we have parasites? Yes, I do think we do. Jenny Hatch is brilliant. I know how I feel against something that's someone's telling me. That's why I resonate with stuff and feel it here, not with someone saying, oh, that is a good channel. And, oh, I'm saying go over, check it out. And if you resonate, you resonate. If you don't, you don't. Or you may just resonate with a little bit of it. I don't need anyone coming on here and telling me to know myself. I do. I always have done. And those people that have or did a little bit when they're younger, that's why we're waking up. So I'm not interested in people saying that. You go and know yourself a little bit more, you know. So, yeah. So, love to you all. And keep smiling. Keep on the pursuit of truth, your pursuit of truth, your book, you know. Let's rewrite history the right way, not the way they cover it up, because that's what they do. You know, let's rewrite our own, the new, you know, the new one that's coming in. And yeah. Well, there's a lot of bullshit you'll get off family members, friends and everything. It's not just mainstream media, it's people around you. That's why I said you've got to be very careful about the people you hang around with, friends or whatever, because there's a lot of people out there, like I said, watch the Adjustment Bureau, that are there to take you off your path. That's why you've got to know thyself. You know, that's why I can't be around certain people anymore. That's why I don't go out a lot. That's why I can't hold a normal conversation of let's talk about Coronation Street, Love Island, all that. I don't watch it. It's bullshit. It's nothing to do with anything. It's nothing, you know. So I may come on again tonight with the relationship chat. If I don't, I'm watching something, fell asleep, or I don't know, got something else to do. So if I'm on, I'll be on about 8-ish. Or then again, I might not know. Daddy Dragon's on. I might come on. If I don't, I'll come on tomorrow. But I think Daddy Dragon's on at 8, and I do want to go and jump in there on live chat. So if you want to come over to Daddy Dragon's, I think he said he's on at 8. So support there, because he's going to tell you some stuff you've not heard about, and I think it'll be really interesting. And they're trying to censor him and took his PayPal off him or something like that. So yeah. So mind numbing crap. Have a great day, Dolly. I'll see you in DD's. Yeah, I'll definitely be over there later. So please, if you want to support DD, go over there, support, and go in there tonight, live chat at around 8 o'clock, I think it is. And I shall see you all later. What's that? If that was a Rothschild, yeah, they would say that, wouldn't they? Who controls the money supply controls everything. Well, they were controlling everything because they're very rich. So, yeah, anyway, don't even know what I'm talking about now. So, catch you later on Daddy Dragon's channel. Bye. Where we go on, we go on.